You've probably heard of the saying that 97% of the world don't set goals, but that's not true. I mean, most people set New Year's resolutions, right? They want to lose weight, they want to make $100,000 a year, they want to be happy. So, what's the issue here? Why don't these people achieve what they set out to? These goals, like New Year's resolutions, don't work because we only list out what we want and we don't have a path to achieving it. So, today I'm going to show you the flywheel method, a 7-step framework that you can take action on today to set your year up for success. Let's dive in. Step 1 is goals. You want to make sure your goals are well defined, written down, and accessible. So first, let's define your goals. The easiest way to define your goals are to separate your short-term goals from your long-term goals. So what do you want to achieve in 5 to 10 years for the long-term goals versus what do you want to achieve in the next 1 to 3 years as your short-term goals? And to get more clarity into your goals, you have to ask yourself, what exactly do you want to achieve and why do you want it? So with those two questions, you can get really deep if you want to. And the deeper you get, the more clarity you have. So an exercise that I like to do is to ask myself the 7 whys. This is an exercise used by Dean Graziosi to help you find the true reason that you want to achieve a goal. And this is typically helpful for bigger goals, by the way. So how you do this exercise is you ask yourself, what do you want to achieve? Then you ask, why do you want to achieve it? You continue asking yourself why. Why do you want to achieve? Why do you want that? Until you get to the core of it. And typically after 7 layers of why, you've exhausted any other superficial information and gotten down to truly why you want to achieve something. So it could be like, if you want to achieve $100,000 in a year of income, why do you want that? To become financially independent? Why do you want to feel safe, etc.? Now, after you've defined your goals, you want to write them down and be specific on your goals that you write down so you know exactly when you've achieved it. So it's not something like lose weight. It's I want to lose 10 pounds by December 31st. And it's also helpful to incorporate visual aids as well. So some people have vision boards, for example. That can be helpful. Other people, they make it more accessible by putting a vision board onto their phone. So for me, my background on my phone is my vision board, so I could see it every time I look at my phone. That's a great reminder of what my goals are. Now, typically the vision board is for longer term goals, but you can still adapt it to your shorter term goals. So now, number 2 is to break down your goals. The saying goes, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. And something to keep in mind, don't get overwhelmed. Get moving. Inaction will get you no results. To have a chance at the life you wish to live, you have to take action on it. Success will not come to you early on. Rather, you have to go to it. Now, you have to break your goal down and find a sustainable way to chip at the goal throughout the year. You should ask yourself, how can you incrementally achieve your goal? Now, notice I didn't say budget, I said increment, because there's a difference. For example, if you're in the early stages of your new business venture, the money isn't going to come in equal parts throughout the 12 months. It's likely going to be more like this. So you'll get more income towards the end once your business has gained momentum. Now, of course, not everyone's business is like that. Other people have stabilized businesses, more predictable. Maybe you have a job that you can rely on day in and day out. So take that in mind as you're breaking down your goal. And it's important to keep making progress towards your goal. Otherwise, your brain will become distant with that vision. You'll let other things take up your time, and that goal won't be achieved. Now, if you keep that goal familiar in your mind, taking little baby steps, it's much better than nothing. A wonderful example is from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, where he explains the concept of compounding change. If you just improve 1% every day for 365 days, you'll see the number compound to much higher than it was at the start of the year, or even compared to if you're getting 1% worse every day. Number 3 is vision. To change, you got to change. Now, what does this mean? It means that to change your life, you have to change yourself. And sometimes to get to your goal, you have to become a different version of yourself to get there. And if that's the case, embrace the transformation. Of course, it's easier said than done. And it could take some deep sessions of letting go of your old identity and identifying with the new identity. But over time, this is what's necessary to help you achieve a whole different life. And let me tell you, it's completely possible. It just takes time. Now, visualization. Now, to help you understand the concept of visualization, there's a great book called The Secret. And that book emphasizes the 3 steps of achieving your goals, which is ask, believe, receive. So yes, you have to define your goals, you have to ask for it. And now the second step is to believe. You have to truly believe that you are deserving of your goal, not entitled to. Nobody's entitled to anything. The world doesn't owe you anything, but you are deserving of it. and you can achieve. And a helpful exercise for you to do is to close your eyes and visualize deeply exactly what it would mean to live the life that you want to live. What you see, what you hear, what you feel, who's in your surroundings, what do you have, what are you wearing, etc. The more vivid you could see that vision, the more likely it is that your brain can properly identify with it and change yourself to achieve that goal. Just know this, your brain is a supercomputer that is fueled on your thoughts that you feed it. So if you feed it good, productive thoughts to your existence, then your life will slowly get better naturally. The same thing with self-sabotaging thoughts. Just stop doing it. Stop thinking the what ifs. I know I'm guilty of that all the time. Now you can prepare for situations that could happen. If you don't study, you'll fail a test. But there's some ridiculous things that really shouldn't take up much headspace in your head. If you're in an Uber and you're worried that the bridge will fall down and perfectly hit your car, that's very, very unlikely. But the framework to think around this is to think about the likelihood of something happening, what you can do to lower that likelihood, and then just do it. So if you don't want to fail a test, how much do you need to study? How much do you need to understand the material? Then do it. Once you do it, then it's done. You put your best effort there, and there's nothing else. Now that's assuming that you truly put in your best effort, that you can control. Confucius has a saying that goes, he can, and he who thinks that he cannot are both usually right. Number 4 is routine. Routines ensure consistency. The highest performing people in the world have routines. Think of athletes, CEOs. If you ask an athlete, an NFL player, what his routine is, he's probably got an extensive morning routine, warm-up routine, workout routine, cool-down routine, off-day routine, etc. Same thing of successful CEOs. Also, the biggest companies in the world have routines as well. And that's exactly the reason why your McDonald's burger tastes more or less the same wherever you are in the world, because they do the same things day in and day out. Now, this concept is so powerful for you to leverage because you can get consistent, because if you set yourself up with the right tasks to do, then you'll get consistent results, therefore increasing the chances of you reaching your goal, and therefore making achieving your goal systematic. Another point is that motivation only gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. The reality is most people don't achieve their long-term goals because they don't have a good routine of actions that they do repeatedly to help them reach their goals. So what are some routines that you can do? It could be something like a morning routine, an evening routine, or even a daily routine. So a morning routine could be to prime up your mind and body for the day ahead. Be drinking a glass of water, stretching, meditating, or even working out. Evening routine could be like journaling, drinking a glass of water, going to bed by 10. And your daily routine could be like making 20 client calls or writing 3 client reports in a day. Now, number 5 is personalization. You have to design a routine that is personalized to you and how your day is going. Be aware of what levels of energy your mind and body are throughout the day and schedule those tasks accordingly. So it could be like working out in the morning, doing your most difficult task the first thing of your workday, and then ending the day with something that makes you happy, like playing with your dog, journaling, or doing something fun. And a good concept to embody is to don't fight the current. If your body is demotivated, unenergized, then take a moment and do something that energizes it before doing your next thing, or just do something that doesn't require that much energy at all. So spending time and really fine-tuning your routine according to your energy levels will help you get more out of your day. And last thing to note is it's okay to have an off day. That's completely normal. Embrace the ups and downs of life. They're completely natural. Maybe you're not lazy. Maybe you just don't have enough energy at that time of day, or your task isn't well defined enough, or your reason for doing so isn't strong enough. So revisit some of those things and really dig in. Number 6 is to evaluate. Do periodic evaluations to see what's been working and what hasn't, and course correct as needed. This is helpful to make sure that your ship is sailing long term in the right direction. Now, a couple of routines that I do are weekly evaluations, monthly evaluations, and annual evaluations. So every week I take some time to review what did I do this week, did I achieve what I set out to accomplish, and what's my plan for the next week ahead. Every month I take a bigger look how the past few weeks went in the month to see did I achieve what I set out to this month. And going back to earlier, when you break down your goals into increments, you can set yourself monthly goals. Same thing with the annual evaluation as well. Now with these, the weeklies take not a lot of time, monthlies take a little bit longer, and annuals will take a long time. The more time you take for yourself to truly check in, the more accurate of a read you have on how you are doing right now. I also like to review my vision during this time to reconnect with your purpose and stay strong. Finally, step 7 is celebrate. You have to celebrate your wins, big and small. Why? You have to ingrain into your brain that winning is good. Too many people achieve something and say, okay, what's the next thing? And keep moving on without skipping a beat. And they keep going until they burn out, and they wonder why they burn out. And that's because the feedback loop in your brain is incomplete without the dopamine reward at the end. When that happens, your brain starts losing interest in winning because there's no rewards for doing so. So how do you reward yourself? A good exercise to do is actually to define your big and small rewards. So something small could be like getting an ice cream, getting a small gift for yourself from Amazon, or going to a museum. And a big reward could be something like a trip to Europe, grading your equipment at work, or buying that thing that you've always wanted. Now take some time to digest this information and set an appointment on your calendar within 7 days where you'll actually review and implement these 7 steps. You have incredible potential with this knowledge now. Don't let it go to waste. Also, share with others what's helped you win. A candle doesn't diminish when lighting another. The world is abundant and so are you.